Hello everyone, long time no see. I promise not all of it was completely intentional, but we'll get into that later on where I've been and why I've been gone for so long. Anyways, in case you are new here, my name is Julia and today I'm actually on my way to do something exciting. I never thought I would say this, but I'm actually excited to go to the DMV, which I never thought those words would come out of my mouth. The reason why I'm so excited is because I'm finally legally changing my last name and getting the driver's license changed. I told myself that I would get it done right away after we got married, but life happens and here we are over 6 months later, still have not changed my driver's license, so I'm doing that today. And then like I said, I also just kind of have a few fun updates. I'll talk more about where I've been, why I've been gone, and then also share some new fun things with you guys. So first up, let's go to the DMV and finally change my last name. I just finished at the DMV and that was so fast. Probably the fastest time I've ever had at the DMV. And the lady that I had was so nice too. So maybe the DMV is finally improving. But like I said, I'm super happy. Name is changed on my ID. So now, hopefully within the next few weeks, I also need to get my passport changed as well. It's been such a long time, I feel like, since I filmed or vlogged or anything, but I have a few updates that I want to show you guys. One being, I don't know if you remember or not, me talking about in a few videos ago about how I eventually wanted to start getting some plants for our house. Well, I have, and it's safe to say that I am obsessed with them. First of all, my mom found this super cool mirror glass little table from Marketplace, and it holds my snake plant, I want to say this is. My sister gave that to me for Christmas, so that was kind of my first plant. And then recently, I just got basil. Well, my mom did it, I've been taking care of it, and I'm going to use it tonight for the first time, cut some off and use it. And then I also have this beauty that I'm super pumped about because I finally am seeing a little leaf starting to grow in the center, so I'm so happy. I just broke the news to Phil today, but eventually I would love it if we could build some type of like long bench about the height of the windowsill so then I could put more plants on it. That's a little ways away, but I just broke the news to him today about that and he didn't seem the most thrilled, but I think it would be really cool eventually to have a bigger space for my plants. And then in here, our shelving is kind of changed and decorated. My mom and I thrifted these two pots and then she painted them and redid them. And then I also have this really cool plant that sits in the water and you can see the roots. I think it's super cool. Never seen anything like it. And then I have this one up here as well. Pretty soon, I'm planning on giving you guys a full house tour because we finally are almost done with like finishing everything in our home. But another thing that we finally got is a dresser that my mom completely refinished and it is absolutely beautiful, so take a look. We just keep it in the corner of our room and it is stunning. My mother is so talented. She basically sanded down the top and kept the wood, I think the natural color, and just like top coated it. But then the drawers on the bottom, she stained a dark color. And this is all the original hardware. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's hardware right there that was gold and she took them off and she painted them black. And then she also was the mastermind behind the decorations on top. This I actually got as a gift from my Dominican best friend, and I want to share a little bit about that with you guys because I just got back from the Dominican Republic, so it's so special and I love having it here to wake up to and see it every morning. But otherwise, my mom got these decorations. Eventually I'll put a photo in there and put it somewhere else. These are fake, but then I've always loved elephants, and so my mom is like a sucker for elephants. Every time she sees them, she thinks of me. So she got me that, which is beautiful, and then obviously essential oil diffuser. And then this is another real succulent plant, but during the day, I keep it on the windowsill so it gets sunlight, but otherwise at night, I usually put it right there. Our bedroom now, though, totally just feels complete, and I love having it all done and just feeling super cozy. So like I just mentioned, I was actually in the Dominican Republic for a mission trip that my dad and I do annually with a group. Last year I actually made a YouTube video of it, so if you haven't seen it, I'll link it down below in the description. I highly recommend that you check it out to kind of see everything that we do. This year, I honestly just lost track of time, and I was really soaking in all of the moments because this year really touched my heart and was definitely my favorite year of them all. This was my dad and I's 4th year going on the trip, and this year I just really felt the relationships and the connections of the people, and they just felt so real and intimate because, like I said, we've been going now for a few years, so now I really feel like it's home there and family there, and it's just so special. It's so hard for me to even put it into words. And yeah, so I just had the most incredible time ever, and like I said, I just honestly wanted to be in the moment and cherish all of those intimate memories alone in my mind. So I just did not film this year, which looking back I kind of regret because, like I said, it was my best year yet and I wish that I had it documented, but I'm also super happy that I just didn't film and cherished it all and took a bunch of photos and stuff that I have. But yeah, it was just so special. And so obviously, not sure if you guys know, but there they speak Spanish. And so we usually have translators that come with us. And in years past, I was, a little upset that I couldn't understand people, but I would be okay with going and grabbing a translator to try and figure out what they're saying. But this year, it like really, really bothered me that I did not know what the people were trying to tell me or communicate to me. And I can't even believe I'm saying this, but I started this program called Pimsleur, which some of you might be familiar with. It's a subscription-based app where you have a 30-minute audio lesson every day, and in that audio lesson, the first 2 minutes is a conversation completely in Spanish, and then the remainder of the audio lesson is a narrator teaching you how to say certain phrases in Spanish or be able to understand and listen to a conversation and know how to respond. And so it's all about listening, understanding, and then speaking it, which is what I need because I took high school Spanish and middle school Spanish, but high school Spanish does not help you because all it is vocabulary. Like, I know vocabulary and I can kind of understand what people are telling me in Spanish, but when it comes to me actually speaking it, my mind freezes and I don't know how to speak it. And so Pimsleur has been super beneficial because I have been able to actually retain information and speak it. The only thing that I'm struggling with right now is speaking it properly because in English, we would say like the blue jacket, but in Spanish, it's the jacket blue. So my mind wants to work or speak like in English, but I have to reverse it and say it in Spanish. So that's the one thing that I'm struggling with. But I am so impressed with how much I already know and have retained and learned. And I've been doing it every day for over a week now. And after the 30-minute audio lesson, they have this really cool AI pronunciation feature where you record yourself saying a phrase in Spanish and then it'll give you a grade based on your pronunciation, because also pronunciation is key there. And that has been super cool and helpful, and I've been loving that as well. And then they also just have like a few interactive games, flashcards, stuff like that. So every day I'm spending at least an hour in Spanish. And if I continue doing one a day, which is the goal, I will finish the Pimsleur course in 5 months. Then at that point, it'll just come down to listening to things in Spanish and also speaking it in Spanish. And like I said, I have friends in the Dominican who are helping me. And so once I finish Pimsleur, I probably will only be allowed to speak with them in Spanish. So yeah, I'm super pumped and excited about it, and it's been a really good motivator for me recently, having a goal in mind and knowing that I need to achieve it, and I'm already very thrilled with the results I have seen from this Pimsleur course. So now switching gears a little bit into where I've kind of been. Like I mentioned in the beginning, it wasn't all completely intentional that I took a break. Honestly, at the root, it kind of came down to, I made a promise to myself when I started this channel that I would never force myself to make videos because I never wanted to force anything or make it feel fake. I wanted it to be a passion and something that I loved. And in all honesty, I just haven't had the desire to pick up my camera and film. And I knew that I know that I never want to put anything out there that's fake or forced, because I promise myself that, and I don't think it's fair to you guys either just to put stuff out there to put it out there, because I only want to create stuff that I'm excited about and I'm authentic and real in. And so that's kind of reason number one. Reason number two is, if you've been following me along for a while, you know that I struggled with some really bad mental health issues last May. And if I'm being completely honest, I had some of those same issues over the past few weeks, not to the same extent, thank the Lord, but I really struggled with anxiety, and I've never struggled with anxiety before, but it was to the point where I got exhausted just from getting out of bed during the day and like brushing my teeth in the morning. Like, it felt like there was nothing better to do but just lay down in bed and sleep, and I really had no motivation to do anything. And I just had a lot of low self-confidence issues. And because my stress and anxiety was so bad, I broke out in horrible acne all around my chin area. And spoiler alert, but most of the time people don't want to be in front of a camera if they have bright red acne all over their face. And I just don't wear makeup a whole lot either, and I just honestly, truth be told, had very low self-confidence, and I was like, the last thing I want to do right now is pick up a camera. But earlier this week, it was my first time actually feeling like I really wanted to pick up my camera and film again, which I'm so thankful that that has happened and that I've felt ready to film again. And I also think in the grand scheme of things, it was really good to have a little break just to focus on my mental health a little bit, enjoy my trip to the Dominican Republic, and then also get situated back into working again. So kind of long story short, that's why I've been gone for so long. If you guys have any other questions related to that or anything, you can leave them down in the comments below, and I'd always be happy to answer them for you. Tonight we're actually having Phil's sisters over for dinner, as well as my grandma. So I'm making homemade sourdough bread and lasagna soup. So that should be super fun, and I'm gonna start working on doing that right now. While my first loaf is baking in the oven, I'm gonna work on my Pimsleur Spanish lesson of the day.
Yes, Luisa, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, Fred. ¿A dónde vas?
Voy al hotel. ¿Y tú? 9.
9.
9.
¿Tienes tiempo?
¿Tienes tiempo?
She asks, 3 sodas?
3 refrescos?
3 refrescos?
She says, I want water or beer.
Quiero agua o cerveza.
Quiero agua o cerveza.
Our 2 loaves of sourdough are done, and as you can already tell, we dug into it. It's delicious. And now I'm currently working on making our dinner, which is lasagna soup. Sometimes it kind of overwhelms me trying to film while I'm making dinner, so I don't think I'm going to film anything. And I think I'm going to end this video here, so thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed kind of hearing a little bit about where I've been and that I'm back. And if you aren't already, make sure you are subscribed so you never miss out on any of my future uploads. See you all next week. Bye!